Just 1 second. I just want to write a quick thing down. Is it here? Yeah, we'll do that. Why did I start the camera only to write? Why? Why did you need to see that? What is going on with my hairs? Hey, good morning, everybody. This is what my hair looks like in the morning. Adam Savage here in my cave, answering a few questions from tested patrons. Tested patrons. If you'd like to find out how to become a tested patron, there's a link in the comments below. And this question comes from G-Man. G-Man. Or come on. Come on. Come on. G-Man says, I've been waiting to take the next step when it comes to cosplay, but I'm not sure if I should get a 3D printer or a vacuum former. I'm planning to eventually get both. However, I'm not sure which will have a larger impact on improving the quality of my cosplays. Well, I think there are a lot of cosplayers out there who are yelling at their screen about the answer. And I think I have the same answer, which is get yourself a 3D printer. You are a cosplayer. You are looking to up your cosplay game. And that means you want to include more detail. But also, since you're thinking of a vacuum former, I'm going to assume you're thinking about scale, because a vacuum former is a fantastic tool for adding scale to a costume that is also incredibly lightweight. Alternatives to that lightweight can get a lot more complex. Recently, I did a lovely interview with the incredible cosplay pair, Cowbutt Crunchy, at New York Comic Con. And Regan had this huge, elaborate dimensional floral piece on her neck that she made and molded and cast in an ultralight resin. That is a multi-step, very complex process. I'm not saying that she should have done that with vacuum form, because you would never get the same level of detail. And she considered it. However, vacuum form is definitely it's definitely the approach for going for highly lightweight scale detail. However, vacuum forming is it's a tricky art. It includes so there's making, and then there's making, and then there's making. In order to use a vacuum former, you've got to make a buck. You've got to basically mess up with a bunch of vacuum forms to sort of learn the process. There's just no other way of understanding the vagaries of how to get really good vacuum forms. And there are a lot of tips and tricks and techniques, and there's a lot of YouTube videos out there. Bill Duran's done a bunch of great stuff on this. But buying a vacuum former doesn't necessarily mean that you are immediately vacuum forming, or that you're immediately using the parts that you vacuum form. There's often a ton of post-processing on vacuum form pieces. And so for that, given that you're asking about which tool should I add to my shop first, I'm going to say the 3D printer. Specifically because one of the best ways you could make a buck for the vacuum former is using your 3D printer. Seriously. Not only that, 3D printers, I have seen some of the most amazing constructions made of, a woman brought a rifle that she had designed to show me in, where was it? Toronto, I think. And it was made of 18 separate pieces that she had printed up on a small home 3D SLA printer and glued and sanded, and you couldn't tell that this was not a monolithic piece. Plus, the entry level for vacuum forming machines has gone way, way, way down. For a few $100, for $300, you can buy a printer with a reasonable volume that you can use to make literally anything. There are tons of STLs for sale out there on Etsy and on other sites. I think the 3D printer adds way more functionality to your costume construction than a vacuum former. I think the vacuum former is that's a specific solution to a specific problem, where the 3D printer is a very broad set of solutions for a really incredibly broad set of problems. Yeah, I think that's a nice way to put it. G-Man, thank you for asking such a terrific question. It is always a fraught decision what you spend your money on and what is going to increase the functionality of your output. Absolutely. I think it's a great question. All right. Thank you guys so much. Tested patrons, keep submitting your questions when we ask. And again, if you'd like to find out how to support us more than just watching these videos, which, by the way, thank you, there's a link in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time.